I joined the Army July 31st, 1943. I went through my mechanical training, the course. After my training, I was posted to 3rd Advanced Base Workshops, Takoradi, the western region of Ghana. In November 1943, we were drafted to go to the war. They said they needed the best soldiers from the unit. So 10 of us were drafted. About a week later, all the 10 of us were taken to Takoradi Harbor. We saw a very huge ship, HMS Sakashia, with 2,500 troops on board. We were going to India attached to the 3rd Gokus Regiment, 3rd Infantry Battalion. All the troops were trained in India. You'll be trained how to kill, no fears, so that when you go to the war, you will not fear. Because the Japanese, they were the most ferocious human fighters that I have ever seen. If a Japanese is captured in a war as a war prisoner, he has disgraced his family. But when you die, it's an honor to your family. This is their mentality. So the fighting was so much so, it was terrible. And you know there is one thing. When you are young, the blood is hot. You don't fear. When you are growing, then you know what is called fear. But when you are young, I was so young, I wasn't afraid of anything. We trained 6 months. I was trained at Kulna. From Kulna, after our training, the fighting, you go to Chittagong. So when our troops arrived, we had 2 divisions. 81st Division comprised of 5th, 6th, and 7th Battalion. And 82nd Division, I was in 82nd. So 81st were trained earlier. So they had to start fighting the Japanese to push them. They went in for 6 months. And then we changed them at Butidong. It's called Butidong in Burma. We changed them. We continued the fighting. It was terrible. It was so fearful. We fought ferocious fighting. These people went near the Arawade River, Pakoko. It's called Pakoko. They attempted to cross, but they realized they would be late and we will massacre them. So they changed their mind. They started going down south. We followed them. Sometimes the fighting becomes so intense that 3 days we could not push them. At a point, even we crossed the river at Mabu. We lost 6 men there. When somebody is killed, sometimes you see the person floating on the water. The very water is what we drink. Sometimes we're short of food. For about 3 to 4 days, no food. We rely on our biscuit and corned beef alone. Until a parachute, we drop the food and ammunition for us. Then we continue the fighting. But something happened. You know, after Mabu, there was a town called Kindongi. We encountered lots of difficulty from Japanese snipers. They hide in the trees. They killed lots of people. Snipers, well-trained shooters. When we walk in a footpath, they aim at the white collar. You know, we are black. They aim at the white collar and they kill the British NCOs. They killed lots of them. Sometimes the next day you see that about 6, 7 of the whites will die, but no one black. Later they realized that, they have been pointing the white collar among us. They killed them, they picked them. So they brought a camouflage ointment, black, to cover their face and hands and everything. The fighting becomes so intense, we could not push the Japanese. So we had to solicit a help from 2nd Light Battery, our artillery. We gave them their positions, bombard the positions heavily. The whole ground will be shaking. The same thing when the Japanese come with their planes bombing. At the same time, the artillery. All these things happen. Unfortunately, I realized that my eye, this eye, it was protruding. The officer saw it. My eye was protruding. I don't know what happened. So I was flown by Papa plane, 2 wounded people and myself, to India, to Pune city. And from Pune City, 10 miles away, there was a very huge hospital. 1944, around that time, it was having 6 operation theaters. The hospital for Africans, Europeans, Indians, all. My specialist, Lieutenant Crockett, the eye specialist, and he told me, I was boarded category C, he told me that my sickness is contaminated blood. Somebody was wounded, maybe I touched the person, and the blood, went into my hand. And there was no handkerchief, we were fighting. And my hand touched my face, maybe. After the victory parade, General Slim addressed all the troops. I was at the hospital by then. So my colleagues told me, addressed the whole troops, congratulated our troops that they have done marvelously well. They have defended the British Empire and the Gold Coast. They were all happy. And I feel proud today that I also defended the British Empire. We fought ferociously, we fought very well against the Japanese. We conquered them. And I'm happy that I took part in it. I, Joseph Hammond, I also took part, and I feel very proud that I contributed a lot during the war. Two of them died there, but about 8 of them, I know, we were friends. They came back. I remember we were the first people to arrive in the country, December 1945. And we were the first people to bring the green battle dress. The green battle dress was given to us in Burma to camouflage ourselves. The Gold Coast troops, they wear khaki uniform, but they gave us green battle dress, the leaves and the jungle. I'm black. So when I wear the green battle dress and I am here, you won't see me, you will pass. You see, that was right. So we were the first to introduce the green battle dress into Ghana. So all the army colleagues you see today wearing green battle, we brought it first.